Welcome fans to the WB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com. I'm Brian Bola, joined by the head coach of the Hofstra women's basketball team, Krista Kilburn-Steveski. Coach, happy holidays, and how's everything going?
Same to you, Brian. Going well.
Well, there's been a nice break for finals here. Let's take stock of the team. A 7-2 start, a lot of positives, a lot of players stepping up. Just talk about your assessment of the team early on.
Oh, yeah, great entry. It has been a nice start. This time of the year is always shaky ground for everybody across the country. Just mentally, get everybody through this stretch. But we've come together. We've definitely had a lot of support from our bench personnel. We've had a lot of people stepping up, from Sandra Dongmo to Sydney Epps to Asia Jackson to Jaquel Gilchrist to Aliana Leon. Her and Crystal both had a great San Juan tournament. So it's just been fun having everyone kind of contribute. Where Kelly Loftus, Crystal, Darius Falk, and Ajane Durant have been carrying the bulk of the load. You have everybody on any given night, really giving us that needed punch, and that's what makes us difficult. So just really pleased. We have a lot of growth to go. We're not even close to what we can accomplish. I think that part makes it a lot more fun too to coach, knowing that we certainly haven't peaked any aspect at all.
You only have one game in a 9-day stretch because of finals, and then after you play this weekend, you have more than a week-long break for the holidays. Just talk about, after playing so many games in a short period of time, you get a bit of a break as non-conference play winds down and conference play looms very closely. Just talk about getting everybody rested and ready to go once conference play starts.
Yeah, I mean, it surprises you how fast it goes. It's like 2 games left, and we're playing Delaware here on January 3rd for our first conference game. So. These are the stretches that, they are what they are. Everybody has to have, scheduling's made it a little bit different, while we have a little bit of a bigger gap, but, it is the fine tuning. These last 2 games are just, huge for us as we just try to fine tune and we come into a really tough conference slate. We play Delaware, first game, and then we have three away games, Elon, Charleston, and then Wilmington, so it's just the way the schedule fell out. So, whether it's physically getting the rest we need, mentally getting over this past hurdle, then we get into intercession, and we're kind of on that. We always talk about that NBA schedule. The kids always talk about that being their NBA schedule during intercession. So, and just getting everybody back, everybody healthy, so we can get back in some contributions to Angelise White, who obviously has had a great start, for us. So it's be a good time for everybody to get rest and everybody to, to recover and get ready to come back. So, but just, ready to get, this next win under our belt at a very good Marist.
We didn't talk about it last week, but Hofstra loses a tough one at UMass. It was a slow start, I think 1 for 21 shooting, but you come back and you take the lead up until the last few seconds. So obviously maybe the result doesn't go the way that you want, but your team showed that they can battle back from a deficit. And what did you really see from them?
Yeah, that was well said, because that really kind of sums it. You always hear people talk about you didn't think everybody was going to have an off night shooting, and it just, due to their length, due to their physicality. I'm always one to give people credit when credit is due. And I certainly, we as head coaches, we always know every game is your stomach's turning because, it's just the inconsistencies of the game. But, UMass on film was always very imposing to me. I'd seen them early when I was scouting other games, and, they've got a lot of pieces, and I know that she's trying to figure it out. They turned around and had a couple losses after, us, which, you want a team, if they beat you want them to keep winning, but, it was disappointing in the fact that our focus should have been better. Absolutely no doubt our focus. I think everybody would tell you that right there. But then obviously do everything you can to get back and win that thing and to fall short. I think that that was a little gut wrenching. But I think we were learning as the game was going. It was a funny statement. I said to the team, I was like, we didn't need to lose this game to learn something. We were learning it as the thing was going along. Everybody knew we were just playing. We're not playing well. But kudos again to Jaquel Gilchrist, Aliana, Asa Jackson. Sydney, Sandra had 12 rebounds in that game. Those folks really led that charge to get us back on the track, and then, then kind of build some confidence. Kelly came in and hit a big 3, and then we had everything kind of going for us with 12, 13 seconds left. So, it is what it is. It had our 2 best defenders in that last play, and, it's a learning lesson. So, but you summarized it pretty well.
On Sunday, after the first game coming out of that break at Marist, the 2 p.m. game. And Marist, that's always a very difficult place to play. First time that Hofstra's played there in 3 seasons.
Right.
So just talk about some of the challenges that they present. They started 0-7. I think they've won the last 3 games, including their first 2 conference games.
Yeah.
So just talk about how they've been playing right now.
They're just a team to reckon with. I mean, the minute that we were putting this game on the schedule, we knew that this was is going to be, that's just a battle. Obviously, well coached, great experience. They have 3 seniors leading their charge, and the Tori Jaros kid is a 6-year. So, they have this type of experience. So I mean, they started off with LSU, South Dakota, who just beat DePaul. South Dakota, they played Delaware. They had a pretty tough. Played St. John's. So he always schedules. He'll go anywhere and play anybody. So you can't look at the record. That doesn't have anything to do, with them right now as a team. Like you said, they're 3-0, and that's what we're basing, where they're coming in 2 conference wins. So they're feeling very good, and they're talented. I mean, they're talented. They are, they're probably one of the best teams that we've seen, like on film, next to Oregon State, next to St. Joe's. I mean, those types, that type of caliber team, and Sydney Coffey, her sister plays at Northwestern, and then they have the Clement kid who can shoot from half court. So, and Fitzpatrick, who's their lone freshman, and then the starting lineup. So, yeah, they are a team to be on record with. So it's fun. I mean, we've been practicing well, and we're under the same umbrella about how we have to deal with these exams as we get going. It's another challenge for us. It's going to be a fun one, and we're going to go in there and certainly give our best shot.
Well, we've been talking about the present of the program, but this week some good news for the future of the program. Mm-hmm. You announced the signings of 3 to national letters of intent. So just talk about what are you most excited about adding those players to the fold?
Yeah, it's funny, Brian. You've been around me for a number of years. This is the first time it's like a little bit late in the addition, but it's funny. Everybody had their different times of when they want to announce. This was an extremely exciting time for us to have, rankings are rankings, but to seriously have one of the top BCS type point guards coming in here next year is beyond imagination. Great job to Associate Head Coach Faisal Khan, because he had a great relationship with her, and when things all shake down, we ended up really getting an opportunity and really getting a great gift here to Hofstra. So big things for her coming in next year, especially with Darius Falk graduating. So really can't say enough about her. And then her teammate. We watched the Fairfax Stars with Aggie McCormick and Bob Dix. We watched them when they were babies, growing up and playing. And to have Micaiah Krosky and have Alexis Davis, 2 kids off of that program. It was one of the top programs in Virginia, top AA programs in Virginia. And Aggie was just dynamic in the recruiting of both these young ladies, and they're 2 special girls to her. So. Micaiah comes in here as another 4, could play some 5, but mobile though, non-traditional, runs the floor, will really help Andrew and Sandra and Nay, next year with Sid graduating. And then you add Sandra Carson, who the minute I saw her on film, she's just one of these kind of players that's going to make your team better. She has a motor that doesn't stop, a tenacity on the court. That is just going to be contagious, and you just have to have this type of mentality to win the games you want to win, just top level. And here's a national player. She made the senior national team now. When she came on her official visit, she was heading back on that money to try out. She made that team, and she's playing on the junior national teams on all her life. So, she's just a top player. So, we're really excited. You always talk about you have freshmen coming in, but I think you just have a really mature, seasoned, high IQ, high athleticism, type of group coming in, and we got more surprises in the works. So. Can't wait till we get everybody under the belt coming into Hofstra. But anyway, that's the future. The present is this group that I've just talked so much about, and now we got to just really get down to business. Get this next win and have a wonderful holiday. Everybody's looking forward to spending time with their family and then getting back here and getting ready.
Great. Well, Coach, good luck and happy holidays.
Thanks. Same to you. Thank you.
And thank you, fans, for watching the WB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com.